Hey guys, it's Gail with Everything Nash here with one of my most favorite humans, which he knows, Bobby Bones. Bobby, thank you for joining us today.
Hey, I love talking with you, and for the cause today, I'm just so grateful you'd let me be a part of your platform.
I think this the third or fourth year we've talked about this?
I don't know. It's been a lot of years. I've been involved with service dogs for 5 or 6 years at this point, and thankfully, Dog Chow and I teamed up many years ago, and we have been just rocking. So probably four, maybe three. I'm lucky that it's even one.
Let's keep talking about it. There's so many causes, Bobby, and I know you get pulled in a thousand different directions. Why this cause?
On my radio show, we have really dialed into helping our military for as long as I've been doing the show for 20 years or so. And we still we try to build a military member a home every year, one that's been through some physical trauma. We try to support families, but something about animals always draws me in. And I was just curious about service dogs one day, and I was like, let me even learn, because I'll be honest with you, I was ignorant about service dogs and what they did. And so when I learned how they're used as therapy and how they're actually needed by some vets, I also learned they cost $20,000 each. Now, when I learned they were that expensive, I was like, oh, there's no way. Like, I have friends who are in the military, I had family, grandparents who are in the military, that I thought there's no way that someone that's been fighting for our country comes back and just has $20,000 to throw down on a dog. And so we started to raise money and buy dogs on the show. And so we were providing service members with So Dog Chow is like, hey, we're doing the same thing. So we just kind of combined forces, and we've been doing it for years. Dog Chow's been so generous financially. They have done this documentary that I helped executive produce, where we're just showing the value of service dogs, because people may not even know what they do. And it's everything from, when you're talking about Andy, for example, is one of the guys in the documentary who has night terrors so bad he only sleeps 2 or 3 hours a night. But that being said, you know as well as I do that if you're not sleeping, nothing's well. You're mentally not well. You're physically not well. Like, you're not even able to start to build a life because everything is in bad shape. And so, with Andy, that was something that helped him. I mean, you look at Shannon, who has a dog as well, and Shannon doesn't have to take the same medication as much as he used to. And so, the video one, I wanted to show that. Dog Chow wanted to show just how much they're worth to these veterans, and how you can also be a part of making sure they get them.
Is this the first year you've done a documentary? I don't remember talking about that before.
It is the first year.
What a
And
great idea. Can you talk a little bit about what it was like putting that together?
for me, I always love being with the people, right? And not only am I an executive producer on it, but I wanted to go and talk with people on camera and get their stories. Like, it's like the only thing I'm good at. And so, just being involved with the dogs in general for years and being able to get them to servicemen and women's been very important to me. But to actually craft a story like that is exciting, a story that I'm passionate about. I've written books, and I've done stories and TV shows, and we do storylines on the radio show, obviously. But this is a storyline like no other. You see the growth in the dog and the training and the human, and how they come together, and the changes that are made, and then what changes we can make in general to help out more of our veterans. So that was why I got involved. I'm no documentary maker, don't get me wrong, but I'm very proud of this one.
And the organization, I want to read it so I get it right. Got Your Six Support Dogs. What are they about, and how can we help with all of this?
So got your six. If you look at a clock, six is behind you, 12's in front of you, six is behind you, and that's what that means. Like, they got your back. And so, and that's what they're doing for our veterans, is they're making sure they have their back. They're taking care of them when they come back with PTSD from who knows what, as they fight for us. And what I tell people, instead of giving them a long lecture, which I could, and you'd probably fall asleep, but I just give them a website, because on this website you can actually watch the documentary if you want to, or you can learn more as well. And it's just dogchow.com/service. It's all up there. We're doing a big showing on September 8th at 12:30 on the Dog Chow YouTube channel. But I don't know when people will see this. Maybe it's after that. Dogchow.com/service to see it. And if you just give me 3 minutes, I think you'll be in. Oh, that's all you need, 3 minutes, because you're going to see that and go, I had no idea that I needed to know, and I had no idea how much I needed to help. That's what I'm hoping people say.
Does this seem a little bit more personal after what our country's just been through? It does to me.
It always seems personal to me, honestly. I mean, I just work with vets on a regular basis, and who even on Breaking Bobby Bones, my TV show, I was with Ralph, who had both of his legs blown off, and we were sure. I just wanted to make sure to focus on somebody in the military, and every aspect of my career because I just wouldn't be able to do my career without these men and women fighting for our country. So yes, it's very personal right now, but my goal is to constantly make it personal all the time
Mm.
because there are people fighting and losing their life or getting hurt badly, and we don't hear about it on the news. And so I always want it to be as top of mind as possible with me.
Has it occurred to you, because it occurred to me today, that the theme running through your life is I'm going to help people? Even with your TV show, with what you talk about on your radio show, with Breaking Bobby Bones, there's such a recurring theme of what can I do to help?
I think because I was helped so much. Like I'm no saint, but if it wasn't for my youth director when I was a kid feeding us, if it wasn't for my football coach being a father figure because I didn't have a dad, if it wasn't for my best friend's dad, making sure sometimes I had school clothes, I wouldn't be here talking to you right now. So I think that from an early age, it was just kind of ingrained in me. Hey, people did a lot for you to make sure you could get here. So you better make dang sure that you do a lot for others as well. And I probably don't do as much as I should. I try, but I never quite live up to what I think I should be doing. I'm very proud of this, though. I'm very proud of the documentary. I'm very proud of the work that Dog Chow has done. And I'm grateful they've let me be a part of it. And we've been partners for 4 years at this point. So I appreciate you saying that. I always feel a little inadequate when it comes to the amount I'm able to give back because I try. I just, I always feel like there's a little bit more to be done.
I want to end with military, but before we get there, how's married life?
It's
Last time I
good.
talked to you, you weren't even married yet. How's
I
married
know.
life?
It's you know, we're just together all the time. We were before we were married. I guess now it's a lot of the same, except she just can't run away as fast. Like that's what I feel like. Like I got her. Like I caught the fish. You're in the boat. It's hard to flop out of the boat. You might get off the line. You might break the line or get off the hook. But once you're in the boat, it's kind of hard to get out. So I feel like that's kind of where I got her.
So it's going well, I guess.
It's going well.
Anything you want to do in your career or personal life that you haven't done yet? Anything that you're like, oh, I want this to be next on my list?
Sure. I mean, eventually, I travel so much for work. If it's shooting a TV show, Breaking Bobby Bones or American Idol or whatever, I would love to do a talk show here in Nashville so I just don't have to travel in a selfish way. I mean, I would love, and I have a lot of my friends here. I think that's probably in the next couple of years a goal of ours will be to do a talk show from Nashville in some form. Um, but I love the radio show. It's my favorite thing to do still today. And, to be able to use that as a platform to be able to give back and to do things because Dog Chow wouldn't care about me. I don't think they would even know who I was without the radio show. And so I'm glad I have that platform to be able to make changes in people's lives and to be able to team with Dog Chow.
Okay, last question. For normal people, normal lives, normal jobs, normal salaries, what can they do? What can we all do to help this cause? What's your motivational statement for us?
It's just just go read and know because if you educate yourself, listen, we only have the capacity to do so much, period. Like if you have $5 or 5 hours or whatever it is, we only have so it's go read about it, watch the documentary, and if you feel like you have the capacity to do a little bit with it, if it's financially, if it's volunteer, if it's talk to friends about it, like that's what you can do, but it's better than what you weren't doing. And so when people ask me that question, I think it's a great question. It's just to educate yourself a little bit. And maybe it's not for you, but hopefully it is. And I bet it is. I bet a lot of people watch this or read this and go, because I was the same way. I knew nothing about it until I stumbled across it and was like, wow, I wish I would have known this earlier. So that's it. Just dogchow.com/service. There's so much up there. And I hope that it inspires people to, learn more and maybe volunteer, spend a couple bucks. Who knows?
Awesome. Well, I'm really happy that we got to talk about this again because I know it's a really important cause to you. And I'm really happy I got to see you again.
Thank you. I feel exactly the same way. Thank you for talking with me as always.
Thanks, Bobby. Have a good one.
Bye bye.